They've reunited, but group member speaks for the first time about why he jumped ship. Flexx gets emotional, even as he welcomes a new chapter in the TOK story.
TOK member back home for the first time in a long time.
The group started '92 in high school, and we got our first #1 in 1998, Eagles Cry. Well, we are the first group that came into dancehall with harmonies and DJs. A lot of people didn't take on to it at first because it was new.
The popular dancehall quartet, reliable hitmakers right up into the early 2000s, broke up over internal differences, and Flexx left Jamaica for the US to spend time with his mother.
I've been in Baltimore. A lot of people get it wrong because people feel say, around me like what them say on the internet, but no. When the group split, I basically took the time and I said, I need to spend some time with my mom. She found out that she had cancer, and I definitely needed to be there.
But when he was scheduled to return to Jamaica, overstayed his time in the US by a day and ended up being detained by immigration after his return there.
So when I came back now to go back to Baltimore for this case that I had, that's when they said, oh, you overstayed. I said, yeah, but I'm explaining to them, say, yo, COVID, the regulations, everything, he knew that, but they weren't having it. And that landed me in Broward County.
For how long?
For like 2 months.
After he was freed, Flexx had to deal with the death of his mom from cancer, but went on to reunite with TOK, joining the group for a handful of performances in the US. Coming back to Jamaica, however, was delayed until this year, when he was able to perform alongside the other group members at a show billed appropriately as Finally.
I got the breakthrough, I got the letter that I could fly and whatever, and that changed everything.
Meanwhile, TOK has been busy. You weren't able to perform with them, I guess, unless they played in the States.
Yeah.
But you did shows in the States.
Yeah, we did shows. We did Barclays 2 years in a row, Reggae Fest. Wicked show, wicked performance. The people love. That remind me, because you see when you don't sing with the guys for a long time and you go back on the stage and you feel the energy, people singing word for word, you know that, yo, you definitely made an impact,
Why did TOK break up?
Anthony, I have to say this. A lot of people see groups, but I don't think they understand how hard it is to be in a group. I applaud the guys for actually, for us being together as a group for so long, but it wasn't easy. Look here, this is a TOK tattoo on my hand. I did this. TOK is like my baby. When Alex and I decided to start a group, we did it for the love. Him link up with Basie, him link up with Craig, and it's like making that decision to move forward. People think it was easy, but just get up and say, yo, my God, I now do this. But it wasn't. But actually, there my yard ball and I say, yo, I made the right decision. It just felt like you're in a relationship and somebody keep doing this, and then when you talk to them, they say them nah do it again, and it's like you keep on and happen over and over until I say, yo, one day I just get up and say, yo, I don't know if we can do this, I definitely need a break.
For you, what was the straw that broke the camel's back?
I tell you, if we say that, maybe the group broke up again. All right. Blue Mountain Festival. So basically came up with the idea to the Blue Mountain Festival.
As he explains it, on a chilly night, having arrived for a TOK performance at the Blue Mountain Festival, there was neither shelter nor, when he asked for it, a hot beverage to warm him up ahead of the gig.
I say, yo, find out if them have soup or porridge, soup or anything like that, because we're cold. So I send out somebody to find out that them come back, and the person come back and it's like, they don't want to tell me. So the person say, them say, them have porridge. So I say, yeah man, send the porridge. Then go back again and come back and man and say, Johnny Flexx, you know, so them say you have to pay for the porridge. I'm gonna say, pay for the porridge? You know, say, I'm ready for go. I'm just gonna leave right now. And the person who went out to me said to me, say, oh, don't leave, me I gotta find out. And then they came back. This, when I like Anthony, and tears are coming my eye when I say this. When we reach home, I bawl. Because when the person come back and give me the porridge, he never say what happened and how him get it. And at the time, my big son's mother was at the gate working with them. And she said, I told her, I said, I nearly leave and never perform. And she said to me, Xavier, I'm gonna say something to you, but I don't want you to get upset. And I say, from you mention it, I don't get upset, so I might as well just leave. And she told me that she pay for it. And I say, we come in here, we're not getting paid. Nothing like that. And this is what it come to. And Anthony, I tell you, it broke my heart. It broke my heart. I still was there holding on, and then some other little things happened. But I think those little things made me make the decision at the point, but before that, it was that. I never said this to anybody before in the media. I held that. When people call me and say, yo, I'm the one who do this, I'm the one who do that, I took that and I walk with that on my shoulder for years. I've never said it to anybody. It's just through your own on the spot now. I'm going to say it, you see all tears that come out of my eye when I say it. You know, over the years, there have always been situations where we fight as brothers, but we always seem to work it out. But I think during the latter part of everything, I think it became more like a divide and conquer situation. Because we used to do things where majority rule, and that what, in the early days of TOK, that's what kept it going. Majority rule. So if three of us decide, say we are going to do something, that's what we do. But what happened after is, some way, it turned into, if one man don't want to do it, then we don't do it. And that ended up slowing up a lot of things for us. Decisions took longer to make. The group wasn't recorded as much because a man would say, yo, I don't want to have a spanner rhythm there, this and that. So people don't understand the dynamics of a group and how it works for move. So when me hear them talk, me just laugh to myself, because I say, we didn't even know. But I'm glad that way, over the years, you know, I'm not really holding that up. I reach a point now where it's just true, I bring it up now, you remember, but I'm in a better place mentally, I think. And I should assume that maybe everybody else is in that space too.
Why did it hurt so much?
I think it hurt so much because we basically grew up together doing this, you know what I mean? And to see it reach a point where you have to pay for a porridge where you're not getting paid to go on the show. You don't even have a room to stay. And you're doing it because of your brotherhood. And then at the same time, one cup of porridge, you say we have to pay for it, to the point where my son's mother have to pay for it to get it. I thought that was a big disrespect on my part. When we put this on my hand, they said for life. So I didn't expect, I've always figured that things would have worked out for the better. And that moment, I felt like, one day if all of this is just a glass room and it's just an illusion, like I feel like we are this tight, but we're not.
Flexx says the group did stay in touch for business purposes, and that he did reach out to Alex, suggesting they make contact with Craig and Basie over a possible reunion.
But when I reached out, you know, Craig and Basie wasn't ready at the time. And I understand, you know, because the group break up and everybody going through them stuff. But eventually, I think one of the main people that helped to bring back the group was Mark Pinnock and Rachel Hamilton. It didn't pan out exactly how we wanted, but that was like this stepping stone. First of all, it brought us to a point where we're communicating more. When we see each other, even like at Finally recently, yeah, it was all good. And that's what I wanted to feel. It felt that way from the first night at Barclays. I think when we did that show, we all realized that we had something magical and we needed to just work on it. I think we have gotten experiences in life that coming back together now will only make us stronger. And despite the fact that I just said the reason why we broke up, I'm sure we can figure it out after, because we are mature now, we are older, and maybe nobody never know why I leave in the beginning, and now them know, you know?
But the limelight moments came when TOK was a group.
Yeah, the limelight moment came that way, and it's still that way, because even when I was in Maryland, everywhere I go, yo, the man them need to come back together, you know, yo, why not do it? Yo, TOK are the group, you know, yeah. So I definitely agree with what you're saying, and I think like we have more, the journey is not over.
And that's good news to TOK fans. There's new music in the can. Heading into summer, there are shows in the pipeline, including Reggaeland in the UK. Flexx's latest single, Never Give Up, seems to say it all.
It feels good when I see them and they're around me and we say, all right, we're going to do this. You know, everybody have kids, things change, and we still make it work. Once you see all of we come back and say the group is together, just know, say, we have about 30 more years.